think we're live. I think we did it.
Oh,
Hello.
let's go. What's
Hello.
up, YouTube?
How was the Super Bowl for everyone? I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone got
Dude,
their their favorite thing to happen. I'm not into
dude,
football, so
I thought it was stupid, and I hate Taylor Swift.
oh, don't
Um,
let Taylor Swift ruin the Super Bowl for you. She's just a person. She's just there being happy about the Chiefs, okay? She's all right. And I'm no Taylor
I could
Swift.
do without I could do without them panning the camera to her every 30
It wasn't
seconds.
every 30 seconds. I was there. It was like every 5 minutes. It's just
Yeah.
she's okay. I'm no Swifty, but
The halftime show was cool.
I
It was
actually came in at
better than
halftime for Shusher.
uh okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Mans was going around on skates
one thing
or
about
rollerblades.
one thing about the Super Bowl was that a trailer dropped that we are going to talk about for
Yes.
John's most looked forward to movie. Is that
Uh Probably this is probably my most hype Marvel movie in since No Way Home.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. And I haven't actually seen the first two Deadpool movies, so
Mhm.
that's where I'm coming from. You got two different perspectives here. But you liked the trailer,
Yeah,
yeah?
I did. I did. I Okay, so we're real quick if we're gonna get into spoilers for the trailer. So if y'all haven't seen the trailer and you don't want to be spoiled, go ahead and get on out of here.
I
First
don't
things
think you have.
first, they did not show Hugh Jackman Wolverine, and I was sad. But I did really like the trailer. Um, We'll talk about it. The TVA scares me a little bit just because the TVA is lame and boring. But yeah, I liked it. I thought it was cool. What did you think?
I thought it was, well, to use a term I hate using. I thought it was mid. I thought it was fine. Lots of, like, I don't know,
Okay.
the coolest part that everyone was sharing, which is like sort of an action sequence, was just like, "Yep, that's some CGI, clips. That's pretty cool." I don't know. I don't find Deadpool to be that funny. The I don't know. I guess I'm looking forward to it for the cameos because I like cameos, but that's a very surface level kind of basic thing. And then the guy from Succession, Matthew McFadden, is in it, and I really enjoy him and his acting. So I'll watch
Yeah.
it. I don't know. You best take us through it because you're more interested
I
than I am.
am mainly excited for this movie because of Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Right. And they're not going to take the
Um,
one from the Logan universe, right? They're going to leave that one alone.
no, I don't think I think this is a different one, but
Good.
it's still I'm fine with that. That that's cool. It's
Right.
also cool because we've wanted the the Fox, Deadpool, and Wolverine to be on the screen together for a long time. And I do not count that X-Men Origins bull crap. That was not Deadpool. That was something
That was
else.
something
That was
else.
not Deadpool.
Yeah.
This is what we've actually been waiting for. And they've been teasing it in Deadpool 1 and 2. They've made some jokes about it. So it's kind of cool that it actually has happened. And I'm excited because I think there are two perfect comic book castings in pop culture. And that is Robert Downey Jr. Iron Man and Hugh Jackman. So I'm really excited to see him again.
I would think Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool is one of those, right?
He is pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
Because that's what everyone says.
Cause
Ryan Reynolds is Deadpool, you know?
yeah, he is Deadpool. I guess I could never see somebody else as Deadpool, so I guess you could put him up there too, which makes it better. It's cool to see two people that really fit the role going into the movie together.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, it kind of starts off. He's hanging out with all his friends from the past few movies. And for those of you that don't know, at the end of Deadpool 2, he goes back in time and makes it so all his friends are alive and whatnot. And he goes and kills the Green Lantern that he played. And then he actually goes back to kill the Mustache Man as a baby, but then he can't make himself do it, and that's the end of the movie.
Mustache Man. Nice.
Hitler.
I got
Yeah.
it. I understood the reference.
Okay, good, good. Um, and then the TVA shows up
The TVA shows up.
at his door
Yay! You guys loved Loki
because
seasons 1 and 2, right?
yes. So they show up because he messed with the timeline, and he makes a joke about Disney and looks at the camera. So we're gonna have a lot of fourth wall breaking in this movie. Can already tell.
My favorite
Um,
was when they did that in She-Hulk. She-Hulk did a really great job of breaking the fourth wall all the time.
I hate that She-Hulk tried to be Deadpool, and it just fell flat on its face,
Well,
fat on its face.
that's what it
Fell
is in
flat
the
on its
comics.
face.
That's the thing. Like they could do it,
Yeah,
but they didn't do it well. That's the thing.
yeah,
Well,
no,
I
dude.
don't really find fourth wall humor that funny. I mean, there's this one line in She-Hulk where she's talking about Wong, or she's talking to Wong, and then she looks at the camera and she's like, "I love Wong when he's in Marvel stuff. It's like giving the show Twitter proof for the week." And it was like, that's funny because you reference the real world. That's kind of the level
Yeah,
I find fourth wall humor at, honestly.
that's not nearly as good as like Deadpool fourth wall breaks.
Okay.
I hope that dude. I hope he makes some jokes about like Phase 4 and 5 being trash. I really
I
hope
don't
he
know if they're gonna be
does.
doing that. I mean,
Dude, I don't know. He said he was Marvel Jesus, so he might be implying that he's about to save Marvel, and that if he drops a joke about like 4 and 5 being horrible, I'm gonna laugh really hard.
maybe, you never know.
Yeah, maybe, maybe. So yeah, the TVA come and they take him back for questioning with the guy from Succession. I don't know. I
Yay.
haven't seen Succession,
He's a
so I
really
don't know
good
too much
actor.
about him.
He's really solid.
Okay. Dude, a good actor for the TVA? No way.
Are we gonna get? So I had heard rumors that Loki was gonna be in it, and then I heard rumors that Owen Wilson was gonna be in it. Do you know if either of those are true?
I don't know that for sure. I know the Avengers are probably going to be in it.
Okay.
Um, which I mean, they kind of hint at that later. I've heard a bunch of things. The Scarlet Witch was originally rumored, but that got debunked.
Okay.
Um, I've heard Magneto seems more plausible, which I would be down
Which
for because
one?
Magneto's awesome.
Not Ian
I
McKellen's,
think
right?
Ian
Oh,
McKellen.
really? Cool.
Either one is good. Like both Ian McKellen and Michael Fassbender played a fire Magneto, so
Right.
I'm okay with either one of them. And
Cool.
same goes for if they have Professor X in this movie. Like both Professor X actors are really good. So maybe we'll get like a one that isn't super disrespectful to the character.
Hey, I mean, from what I hear, Patrick's down for anything. So
Apparently, yeah, because
he's
apparently
in
he read that
Multiverse of
Multiverse of
Madness.
Madness script was like, let's shoot this.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, he's been in a bunch of
So
Star
yeah,
Trek stuff that hasn't been that great, from what I've heard.
that is true. But I'm not a huge Star Trek fan, so I
Not a
I don't know
Trekkie.
much about it.
Yeah.
I'm not a Trekkie.
Uh huh.
Um. So yeah, basically, they don't really give us like too much on what's going on. They just kind of they're like, you can be a hero. Like, Wade, you're special. And so
You need to go and do stuff with the MCU.
yeah, and so then they take him to this room, and there's all these like TV screens of like some of the older MCU movies. So we got like Civil. I'm pulling it up right here. We got like Civil War. We got Ragnarok.
By the
We got
way,
Age of Ultron.
what even is the TVA right now? Like, what are
Dude,
they?
I don't know.
What do they
That's a
do?
great question.
Do they still prune timelines after everything from Loki season 2?
Dude, who knows?
I mean,
Um.
it's a good question if they're like a major plot point in this movie.
Oh, we got one of the fight from Winter Soldier on the ship is on one of these TVs. That's cool. We got Avengers 1.
I saw a meme with She-Hulk twerking and MODOK on the screens.
You know what? What if this movie is Deadpool goes through and just kills Phase 4 and 5? Would you be down for that?
I would, yeah. This movie,
And
even
he
if it
just
was
kills them all,
terrible,
and
it
he's
would be
like,
a
"All right,
10 out of
guys, let's
10.
start over."
Dude, if he wiped off Wakanda Forever and Black Widow from the list,
Dude, that'd be pretty
that'd
cool.
be awesome. Hey, that would be a
So
great
it
way of,
looks like
yeah.
he wakes up in Hulk's bed from Ragnarok
Oh, does he?
in this, yeah, in this
Okay.
one scene. There's also a scene of him going to some sort of like club or bar, and we don't see the face, but we see Wolverine. I think it's a Wolverine variant from what I've
Mm-hmm.
heard, sitting in one of the chairs, and I believe My Time to Shine Hello is saying this variant actually won't be played by Hugh Jackman. It'll be a different actor, and it's more of like he's probably not gonna last long too.
Well,
Um,
okay, so here's a question. If they're trying to bring in X-Men to the MCU, and we know they are with future phases, because X-Men and the Fantastic Four are like the two properties they really need to. This
mhm.
guy, whoever he is playing Wolverine, if he's well liked enough, do you think he'd be the Wolverine in the MCU moving forward?
I think that's very possible. I think you could also have a John Krasinski situation on your hands too, so
That's
it
kind
could
of what
go
I was
either way.
wondering. Yeah, like if this movie's
Hmm.
terrible and they hate whoever plays
Yeah.
Wolverine.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't think the movie's gonna be bad. I think it'll probably be on the level of No Way Home, if I'm gonna be completely honest, where it's like it's technically not that good, but it's still like super fun and there's all this cool stuff and everyone's still gonna like it.
I
That's
could see
kind of
that.
what it feels like it's gonna be.
I don't think like no matter what, I don't think it's going to be a technically good movie because it's made by
Hmm.
Marvel and there's no way it can be as edgy as the Fox version was, right?
I don't know. I mean, I was impressed that they went and dropped a red banded trailer.
Was that Red Bandit? It didn't seem like
Hmm.
I don't know,
They
man.
said
That
the F
didn't
word and they showed blood, so it's technically red banded.
yeah, I guess I don't find like saying a swear word and like some CGI blood to be that edgy.
Yeah. I guess we'll see. To be fair, like none of the Deadpool trailers have ever been like super edgy.
Okay.
Now the movies have. Movies are very edgy, but I guess we'll see. I that is one thing that we probably should talk about, like, because if this movie's just not as edgy, I think that could piss some fans off.
Mhm.
Um,
Would it piss you
if they kind
off?
of sugarcoat it. If they sugarcoat a lot of things with Deadpool, and if it's not even just like as brutal as the other two movies, I'm probably not gonna be too happy.
Okay. Sure. All right. Well, I mean, I have really no investment in it, but I'd definitely like for it to be good. So,
Hmm.
and I think Deadpool should
Yeah,
be edgy. Like, I don't think that's the case for all comic book movies or characters, but I think that's
okay.
kind of like the selling point of Deadpool. So if you don't have that,
Yeah.
then it's not really. I don't think it's gonna receive you know, a positive
So I
reception.
don't know if you know this. Back when Deadpool 2 came out, they released a PG-13 version of it, and it flopped so hard
Did they?
because no one wants to go see that.
Hmm.
Like people show up for Deadpool like for the edginess,
Right.
for all the jokes, all that stuff. So, hopefully they don't cut back on it. There is like some behind the scenes stuff that we've seen of like was it Sabretooth getting his head chopped off and whatever. So, hopefully it's it's good. I don't know. We got in this next scene, he's making a joke about him basically saving the MCU is what he's trying to say, which is funny because I think they're very aware that this movie is looked on a lot more favorably by fans right now, and they're obviously trying to do some cool stuff. So they're probably gonna make some jokes about that.
I mean,
Says, I'm Marvel Jesus.
this movie is definitely not going to
Um,
do as badly as other projects recently have been, right?
Oh
Like
no,
it's gonna do
no.
pretty well. What do you
I
think?
mean, dude, it's Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds. Like that by itself is gonna get people out there.
Are you familiar with the box office for recent projects? Because I was wondering which Marvel movie you think it would, sort of match up with from the most recent ones.
I think this movie's gonna make 800 mil at least.
Okay. So like Multiverse of
I
Madness,
actually
I
think that
think.
I actually know what I think. I could see this hitting a billion. Like it's on the level of No Way Home at least.
Right.
That's why it really feels like it could pull some numbers here. And then if it's good too, that's gonna really help push it.
Didn't No Way Home make like $2 billion?
Yeah, No Way Home made a lot of money.
I don't think it was 2 billion, but it was a lot.
I want to say 1.5, but I'm not for sure.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to manage chat. Keep on taking us through the trailer.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead. So yeah, he makes the Marvel Jesus joke. We see him suiting up in a very, very zesty way, as Deadpool does.
Yeah, very enjoyable.
Um,
Everyone loves Ryan Reynolds. Yay, let's go, Ryan Reynolds.
then we have this, we have this fight scene. We got this clip of him like catching these like gun clips out of the air, like in his guns, which is cool. But what's funny about this is that in the background, there's this rubble, and it's the 20th Century Fox logo.
Okay.
Um, so that's kind of funny. They're definitely gonna make a lot of jokes about like Disney buying Fox, and whatnot.
And hopefully they make, because
Um,
Disney's really not doing well as far as stocks go. So it'd be nice if Disney could make fun of itself. I mean, okay, so Kevin Feige isn't exactly shy about getting made fun of, at least with the at least with the She-Hulk finale. It seems like he wasn't too
mhm.
shy about that. So hopefully he lets Deadpool go a little bit on this.
Yeah. It says everyone deserves a happy ending. Uh, we get we see a bunch of fighting with the TVA, and Deadpool drops the F bomb.
Yay,
He goes flying through a
edgy.
car. We have a guy in the trailer that a bunch of people thought was Doctor Doom. Guys, he's not Doctor Doom. It's a dude in a hood with a mask and a gun. All right. I want Doctor Doom as much as the next person, but that is not Doctor Doom.
Is
Um,
it okay? So, do you know of any cameos? Spoilers for anyone that cares. Do you know of any cameos that have been leaked? Because I've heard that there are going to be some big ones.
I can't confirm this. I've heard Iron Man is in this movie,
Okay.
but I don't want to get your hopes up.
Okay. I
Same
mean,
could go for Chris Evans.
I if Iron Man is in this movie, I'll see it in theaters probably.
hmm I've also heard Toby might show up. I'm not for sure on that.
That one
It
sounds
would
more
be pretty
likely
funny. Yeah.
because he's
I
down for
think a
like
bunch of
anything.
the X-Men will probably show up.
Uh huh.
Um, like we were talking to Magneto has been rumored, which sounds fun. I would like to see Magneto
If Iron Man was in
again.
this, that would be.
Oh, Pyro is in this in the trailer here.
If
Um,
Iron Man was in it, wouldn't it make sense for them to bring Scarlett Johansson back as well?
maybe. Well,
Hmm.
it's because the original leaks was that she was going to be the villain of the movie, and that got debunked. So she could still be in the movie, but she wouldn't be the villain.
Did you think I just said Scarlet Witch instead of Scarlett Johansson?
Oh yeah, sorry. Scarlett. Yeah, I could see her being in this.
I mean, if they're doing all the
If
Avengers like Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans.
Yeah, it's because there's this whole scene that looks like it's the Age of Ultron opening.
Right.
It looks like that's the setting that they're in,
I thought the same thing.
and it would make sense. We got a bunch of fighting. He falls back on the Fox logo, and then we get the little stinger of Wolverine helping him up, which was pretty funny. Um,
Yay.
so what's funny is he's lying here, right? Off to the left is a Secret Wars comic book, which is cool.
That's the next Avengers movie,
Um,
right?
hmm And then
Because it's
apparently
not Kang
someone
Dynasty.
looked closer. There's a bottle of some of the stuff that kills Stan Lee in the Hulk movie, which is
Okay.
funny. And
All
then we get
right.
this part where Wolverine comes up and he's like, "Hey, can you help me up?" And then he puts his claws out and he's like, "No, wait, never mind." And then it cuts.
Yeah.
And then we get the title screen, which is Deadpool and Wolverine.
You know, for a
So
cynical
yeah.
guy like me who really doesn't like the MCU anymore and doesn't think Ryan Reynolds is funny and is not a huge fan of Deadpool as a character, there are things in this movie that could get me to go watch it. And in some way, I'm looking forward to it. Superficially, just because of the cameos, it's like No Way Home. I went to see all of the old villains and Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire. But,
Yeah.
that might be enough. And if they are sufficiently stuffed to the brim with people you remember liking, this movie will do well. And even if they aren't, people will show up for Ryan Reynolds and Deadpool. Unless this movie is truly terrible, I think it'll do really well.
Yeah. I kind of doubt it will, mainly because it seems like Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds were very involved with the story,
Hmm.
and they're both kind of nerds. I mean, Hugh Jackman's been doing this since what was it, the year 2000 when that first movie came out?
Something like that. I really like the first X-Men movie. I really like it.
Mhm. That is a good movie. I love Wolverine's introduction in that movie when he's fighting the dude in the cage.
Yeah, I want to rewatch it. I thought it was really solid.
Mhm.
Obviously Hugh Jackman
Have
as
you
Wolverine is
seen
legendary, so
Days of Future Past?
no, I still need to go through and watch the rest of the X-Men
Mm,
movie.
That's a good one.
Have you seen New Mutants?
Dude, that's like the one that I haven't seen. I've seen like okay, I've seen the original 3. Dude, I've seen X-Men Origins. I
Yay.
saw the Wolverine movie, which I thought was good. Um I saw Dark Phoenix. That movie's
Yay.
bad, by
That's
the
my
way.
favorite
Like
movie.
that movie's actually horrible. Um and of course I've seen Logan. That's like one of my most favorite movies of all time. So
Right. And that's like most of the reasons I want to see X-Men is for First Class because I love the soundtrack and then for Logan because I've heard it's really good. So,
hey, Michael Fassbender Magneto is not to be slept on.
hey,
He
yeah.
is in X-Men Origins. He's like my most favorite part of X-Men Origins.
I really like
Just
Michael Fassbender, so.
yeah.
Yeah. So, I'm sure this movie will do well. Really not excited about the TVA as a plot point, but you know, I feel like okay, so with this movie, they kept on cutting in like the same scenery. Like they were clearly taking the same action, like the same couple action sequences and using them over and over again. Really getting No Way Home vibes as far as most of the trailer was just him and Doctor Strange, and then a couple
hmm
of like the Doc Ock stuff. But I think there's a lot that they're not showing, and
Oh yeah.
probably a lot of familiar scenery that they don't want to reveal. So I think
hmm
this movie has a lot up its sleeve, which could be fun.
I have heard. I think My Time to Shine Hello talked about this. For those of you that like the movie Logan, apparently we're gonna get X-23 in like her comic book costume, which is cool. I also hope that like characters from the other movies like Colossus and like his girlfriend, I hope they're not just completely cut out of the movie. Like I hope they have a part in it because I do like those characters. Gina Carano's actually in these movies. She's pretty good. And dude, if we could get dude, I wonder if Josh Brolin would show up cuz he plays what's his face?
Cable?
Um
Was it Cable?
Cable, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mhm.
Um.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, one thing to keep in mind about No Way Home is that not only did they have cameos, but they did great character work for each and every one of those cameos. They fixed Electro, as far as I'm concerned. They did some really good stuff with Doc Ock and especially with Green Goblin. And then they took Andrew and Toby, obviously, in some really good directions. It's not just about having familiar faces. It also does matter like how you use these characters. So I really hope that they treat Wolverine right, and I'm sure they will, because I mean Hugh Jackman is obviously pretty invested in the character, and
Dude, Hugh Jackman's putting on the comic book costume, which I don't know if you know this. For a long time, he never wanted to do that because he thought it looked stupid.
right.
So I think it's pretty big that he's actually doing that. So yeah, it's cool. Um, yeah, I'm excited. I think this is like I actually haven't like felt this excited for a Marvel movie since No Way Home.
I
So
was, dude, I was excited for Multiverse of Madness. I was excited for Mr. Fantastic. I'm not gonna lie. I was really hoping they'd do some cool stuff.
I was a little excited for that movie, and I was excited. Like I did freak out when I first saw John Krasinski. Then the rest of the movie happened. But it's just like for these past like MCU movies, I've been excited, and then I hear stuff about the movie right before it comes out, and I'm like, oh no. Like I will never forget Quantum Mania. I was marginally excited for that movie because of
I
like some of the leaked stuff I'd saw. And I was like, oh dude, this is gonna be cool. Then I started seeing some reviews. I was like, ooh, that's not good. Then you texted me right before I was going in. You were like, dude, it's really bad. I was like, oh no. I went into that movie with low expectations. The movie went lower than my
right.
expectations. So
Yeah.
my expectations for Marvel have not been great, but I feel like I do have high expectations for this movie.
And I mean, don't get me started on the whole Daredevil thing. Like, I'm really nervous about that, but I feel I feel more confident about this. Did Ryan Reynolds write the script for this one? Because I remember there was a lot of conversation about that like a year ago.
Let me double check that.
Uh,
Director Sean Levy. Looks
right.
like Sean Levy also wrote it. Wendy
Well, because I remember like a year ago
Nukes.
there was a lot of like I remember Ryan Reynolds talking about how he was almost done with the script, and
Mm-hmm.
there were also conversations about how with the most recent actor strike they weren't allowing improv on set anymore because it would be like writing for the writers. And I wonder if
Yeah.
that'll affect this movie in any way.
Yeah, I hope not. I was looking at what Sean Levy has done. He did Arrival, which
I mean,
I actually liked. He also did Free Guy, he did The Adam Project, and he did The Spectacular Now,
I've heard bad
which
things about all of those movies. Did he not do the first two
I
Deadpool
like
movies?
Arrival. I'm trying to figure that out. Um, I liked Arrival, and Free Guy was fun. I know a lot of people that really like that movie. Okay, so Tim Miller did the first one. Who did Deadpool 2? And David Leitch did the second one. So they've had different directors.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess I'm more concerned about the writing than directing, but there's really
Um,
like there'll probably be a lot of leaks coming out in the next couple months.
Ryan Reynolds helped write the first one, or sorry, the second one.
I mean, I'm sure he helped with
Uh,
all of them in lots of ways.
he's not listed for the first one, but I have a feeling, like from what I've heard, he gets a lot of power on set.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
Um, yeah, and especially for this third one, since Hugh Jackman's also on set, I'm assuming Hugh Jackman would have a lot of power as well.
Hopefully.
So
Yeah.
for I think like a lot of people basically consider Ryan Reynolds to be almost like a second director for the movie.
Yeah,
'Cause
I get
he's
the same
just
impression for sure.
hmm
Okay. Well, like I said, there will probably be lots of probably be lots
Yeah.
of leaks over the next couple months. So we'll cover those as they come out.
I'm
Probably.
gonna do a deep dive on some of the stuff that Den of Nerds has covered because he's been really on top of that. I'm gonna look back at what My Time to Shine Hello has been saying because she was right on like almost everything for this trailer.
Okay.
If you go back to everything she said beforehand, so yeah.
All right. Well, should we cap it off there?
Yeah,
All right.
I guess so.
Well, thank you everyone for watching. Like and subscribe if you would, and I should have a video coming out within the next couple days, probably. I have everything recorded, and I'm just working on editing. So, I will see all of you later, and we'll probably do a couple gaming streams, and hopefully we can get Paul
Yeah.
on sometime soon. So,
All right. See y'all later.
bye.